Terry and Kim Pegula are two extremely wealthy people. Together, they're worth about $5.8 billion. So why is the state of New York considering a proposal that would give them another $850 million? The Pegulas are part of a small circle of American families that own a sports franchise. Actually, in their case, they own two, the Buffalo Bills and the NHL's Buffalo Sabres. The Bills play in Highmark Stadium. It's a 50-year-old facility owned by Erie County. But they want a new facility, one that brings with it all the hallmarks and amenities of a modern park. So the Bills approached New York elected officials and they asked for some help. But of course there's a catch. If New York doesn't pony up, the Bills made it clear they would explore moving to another state. So Governor Kathy Hochul and legislative leaders reached a deal that would give the Bills $850 million in taxpayer money to cover more than half of a new stadium that's projected to cost about $1.4 billion. New York isn't alone. In the D.C. area, legislators in both Maryland and Virginia are putting together proposals to host the Washington Commanders. And in the Kansas City area, legislators in Missouri and Kansas are trying to woo the Kansas City Chiefs. This is all part of a game that sports franchises play when they want a new stadium. They go to the state legislature and they say, give us a deal or we'll move somewhere else. Companies try this tactic too. In just the last decade, Boeing won billions in brakes from Washington State. Tesla got money from Nevada to build a big new battery factory, and a Taiwanese company called Foxconn secured a big package of brakes from Wisconsin to build a manufacturing plant. To hear it from the company's perspective, the taxpayer money is totally worth it. The new stadiums or factories or manufacturing plants, they say, will provide billions in tax revenue that the state otherwise wouldn't get. Plus, they bring high-paying jobs and economic development that's related to the facilities themselves. Think about the restaurants where the workers will get their lunch or the dry cleaners where they take their clothes. But economists are usually skeptical that these deals will deliver what the company promises. In fact, the vast majority of these deals do not deliver on the best-case scenarios that the companies lay out. When it comes to sports facilities, the return on investment is even lower. The Bills play 2 preseason games and 9 regular season games at home. Maybe they get lucky and make the playoffs. That's a maximum of 3 more home games. Maybe the venue holds a couple dozen concerts with a big flashy headliner every year. Even in that scenario, the stadium is sitting empty and unused for 9 out of every 10 days. Some cities have tried to tackle that problem by building several stadiums in the same area. In Baltimore, Camden Yards and M&T Bank Field are right next to each other. Philadelphia, Seattle, and Atlanta all have sports campus-type areas that support the nearby businesses for much of the year. And can you put a price tag on civic pride? To economists, the answer is that taxpayer money could be spent better elsewhere, paying down pension debt, or something that pays a bigger dividend down the line. It's a debate that plays out regularly across the country, and it's happening in at least 5 states right now. The next time your team decides it wants a new stadium, ask yourself, is the cost of a really fancy but mostly empty building really worth it?